When I was a young kid, nobody knew what dyslexia even was because the condition hadn't been invented yet. Years later, when I was a teen, my doctor walks in, gazes up from his clipboard, and says to me, "Frank, I believe you have dyslexia." And then he immediately goes on to tell me that I have absolutely nothing to worry about, that people go on to have extremely successful careers with it, and so on. Now, on the inside, I'm thinking to myself that whatever word the doctor just said to me out loud, it sounded super scary to me. I mean, seriously, there are DIY letters in there that I don't even use. So now I'm thinking to myself, this diagnosis, it has to be as bad as it sounds, right? Am I going to die? Oh, Lord, please have mercy on my soul. I have Lexdicxia. And I have no chance of spelling that one, by the way, not with a microprocessor raised on Fruity Pebbles and canned raviolis. Seriously, I still have a belly full of red dye number 5 in me from the 1980s. Anyway, I got all this going on inside me, right? And I'm just quietly nodding my head along as the doctor drones on. But then he pauses and he gently puts a hand on my shoulder. "Do you have any questions for me?" he politely asked. "Well, Doc," I said, "if there ever was a word in the English language that should be a palindrome, it's got to be dyslexia. Am I right? I mean, you're basically describing an onomatopoeia moment here. Respectfully, Doc, I think the medical community missed a wow of a branding opportunity with this one. I'm just saying. Anyway, for those of you out there in need of a little boost to the head of the class, a palindrome is one of those words you can't screw up when you spell it backwards. Poop, for example. Poop is a palindrome because it has the same shape on both ends. Anyway, my point is this. Doctors, you need to stop freaking us out with your hyperbolic descriptiveness. You already have the lab coats. You don't need to prove to us how smart you are. We know. Perhaps save some of those syllables for your peers at the country club and go back to kicking it old school with simple naming conventions we all can remember, like mumps, measles, chickenpox, and Limp Bizkit. Am I right? Lou Gehrigh, for example, is a national hero for being associated with one of the worst, most tragically sad diseases on earth, and nobody even remembers his legendary singing career. So can't we just find a dyslexic named Bob to pin this little quirky one on? Am I right? Well, folks, a simple Google search did that for us. The drum roll, please. Famous actor Billy Bob Thornton, come on down, or up or over, or whichever you prefer. I'm calling you out, my dyslexic brother. You were punching way above your weight when you married Angelina Jolie in her prime. Most sincerely, Billy Bob, you're an inspiration to our backward community. So now it's time for you to step up to the plate, Billy Bob. We need you to harpoon this dyslexic female dog for us. And then we can just write, "I've got the Bob" on our next medical chart. And please save us dyslexics the embarrassment of not being able to spell our own benign condition. And spare me from making another scene in a lobby full of mouth breathers at the clinic. When Siri kept saying, "I'm sorry, Frank, Lexdicxia is not a word." And I kept shouting back at her, "Try again, Iris."